All right, we are live now.
Okay.
So the first question was, what are the three diversity parad
Paradigm.
paradigms,
Mm-hmm.
and how are they different?
So I guess that means I answer them all. So I have that there's the discrimination and fairness paradigm, the access and legitimacy paradigm, and then the learning and effectiveness paradigm. So describe, am I supposed to explain each one?
All it asks is, how are they different?
Okay. Well, the first one, the discrimination and fairness one, is kind of like it's kind of like that color blindness that was talked about by Melody. Is, you know, there's no differences, therefore everyone is the same, kind of an idea. And then with the access and legitimacy paradigm, it's emphasizing that difference, and but only using it to access certain races or certain, so it focuses on the differences of them instead of inclusiveness. And then the learning and effectiveness is that inclusiveness. It brings everybody in together, and you learn from one another and use each difference for the benefit of the whole.
Okay. Well, I got three totally different, and mine are probably wrong.
Oh.
Okay, the three I got was assimilation paradigm,
Mm-hmm.
in which we are all the same.
Uh-huh.
Different
Differentiation.
paradigm is we celebrate differences.
Mm-hmm.
And then integration paradigm is we include different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I probably got my three are probably wrong.
Well, I think they're not the specific paradigms, but they're kind of the, I think you're using kind of a phrase to explain each one. So you're right with the explanation. I just think it's not the specific
Yeah.
one.
Well, it works, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question was, what does Melody Hobson mean by color brave?
So you asking me this to answer it?
Yes.
Okay, so in her explanation on Color Brave, I really like that she was saying it's the willingness to be able to talk about race and being brave about discussing that in an open forum. So it's very important that we address the differences that race brings to the table instead of ignoring them, which is color blindness. So being brave is talking about it and addressing it honestly and with courage.
Very good. What I got was that you know, she gave a story. She gave a story in there about oh, what was the story? It was not the one on the kitchen help, which I thought that was ridiculous.
But true.
Being rushed into a back room, and they thought that she was kitchen help.
Mm-hmm.
That was, you know, that right there is a little bit on the discriminating side.
Absolutely.
And but I also like the story about not concentrating on the race of the person, but concentrating on who's the more qualified individual for a job.
Oh, uh-huh.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, that's I remember reading about that in what is it? The Dewey problem.
Uh-huh.
How they just kept on hiring people by either friends or word of mouth,
Right.
and they never hired because of experience at all.
Yeah. They were just by association and friends. They were not looking for qualified people.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What does Elder Ballard's talk on counseling with our councils have to do with diversity in the workplace?
Well, because there's so many different people that are involved in the councils, especially when you have a ward council, because you're dealing with the women and men in a group to discuss different aspects of what goes on in the ward. Everyone should have a voice, and everyone should be allowed to give suggestions and feel comfortable in that atmosphere. There should not be anyone feeling bad about giving suggestions and ideas.
Correct. You know, I in my off time, I'm a car mechanic also, and so I when he used his whole car thing, it actually made sense to me. How a lot of wards are not firing on all cylinders. Some
Right.
are only firing on one cylinder or working off one cylinder.
Yes, because only one person's doing all the work, and the bishop can't do it all. So it has to be spread out, and people have to take the initiative. I liked that. Remember last week we had that video conference that we were watching on leadership by Elder Bednar.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was talking about how important it was that we act instead of being acted upon, and that's how important it is that we as leaders, or if we were in leadership role, or even if we're not, but recognize a need, that we act on the spirit and go ahead and try to solve the problem instead of waiting to be told what to do. So we need to act instead of being acted upon.
Yes. But you know, unfortunately, I found that there are bishops out there that think that they can do everything without help from other people.
Well, that's true, but there's lots of needs that can be recognized without him knowing. I mean, you can see things that probably he doesn't see, so to go ahead and help the person that's in need, or just kind of make a comment, I recognize so-and-so's needs and I'm willing to do this and this. Is there something else that you want me to do while I'm doing that? So it can kind of be, a two-way of, yes, they may have that attitude or actions, but you can still find needs and still act without waiting for them to be all in control. So
yeah,
I can still take initiative as well.
Yeah, it's always the bishop needs to learn how to share the wealth as a ward, we have to learn how to
Take the load
not,
off of them.
yeah.
Mhm. Exactly.
What was it? Oh, one. I forget what I was reading. I don't remember what I was reading, but I think it was something on the ward council. It was that the the bishop was wondering why sacrament meeting was so what was it? Was
Disruptive.
so disruptive, and the primary president came out and said, "Bishop, it's you."
Right.
The bishop probably never would have thought about that.
Yeah, because he hadn't seen anyone else reacting in a terrible way. He wasn't realizing his own actions.
Yeah,
So is there any other questions?
those were the only 3 questions.
Were you going to go over any of the ones from the discussion leader prep?
Well, actually, it was this week. It's all me.
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to come up with a situation in my life, whether it's been whether it was sports or some other team activity that we had a problem that we had to overcome,
Oh,
and why they just single it out to the leaders, I don't know.
Well, I had to fill something out last week, yeah. So
Oh,
hopefully we won't have to keep doing that back and forth for the whole time when it's supposed to be shared amongst 4 people. But
yeah, but
Who
you never know.
that's right. We may have to.
She might leave it as is. I
That's
don't know.
all right. So we will discuss all the other things then. It looks like it'll just be us working on that project. And to get it done so that I can get it typed up by Saturday, we'll need to have that meeting on Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to run over. I was going to run over with you how to get on the Google On Air really fast.
Well, it's not the problem of getting onto Google On Air because we were on it last week when I did the discussion, but it was the videoing that I'm not sure because I don't have any icons here to say I can video it.
Did you go to plus.google.com?
Yes.
Okay. On the side under events, you
What's
go down. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Okay. On the on the plus.google.com, it says events on the side. You highlight events. You go down to the Hangouts, and then along the top, it says either Hangouts or Hangout on Air.
There's events, Hangouts. So messaging, voice, and video calls. Messages are short. Okay. I have it saying Google Hangouts and then video call, phone call, or message, right?
Well, you're at plus.google.com, right?
Yeah.
Okay. On the left-hand side of the page, it should say,
There's nothing there that says events.
okay, it should say home.
Yeah, home.
Okay, highlight that with your mouse.
Uh-huh.
You go to Hangouts.
There is no Hangouts.
It does not say Hangouts.
Highlight home.
One.
With a little house, right? And then there's collections, communities, profile, people, settings, right? All those words on that left-hand side.
Mine says home, profile, people, collections, communities, events, hangouts, pages, settings.
Yeah, mine doesn't say that. Mine only says home, collections, communities, profile, people, and then it goes to settings, send feedback, and help.
Okay. Maybe you'll have to go to the your profile settings and add hangouts to it.
My profile settings? Where's my settings? So what needs to show on profiles? How many times your profile has been viewed? YouTube videos, check. Photos, checked. Reviews, check. +1. Do I need to do +1?
Let's go ahead and say yes.
Okay, so I changed my settings on that. And emails, hangouts. Okay. Oh, is there a save button? I guess I should look.
I think it already saved when you clicked on it.
Photos and videos shared on Google Plus. That's not on. Am I supposed to turn that on?
Yes.
Ooh, maybe that was what was wrong. Don't feature my private, publicly shared photos as background images. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay. So now I'll go back to Home Plus. Anyway, well, we probably don't need to advertise this for the whole world to know. Where are we?
Well,